Okay, so it's not my cables. That's good to know. I thought it was my cables causing those issues. So it has to be like the retro tink itself or my other capture card. So tomorrow I will have to what? Unhook my capture card, I guess, and just see if I get that kind of audio static through my monitor? I guess?
Well done!
Is there another way I could do that? Well, I could hook it up to the TV, I guess. What is Phantom Banana? Well, first of all, hi Bumpy, how's it going? Second of all, Phantom Banana is, you can encounter invisible collectibles in the game by playing as a Kong that you haven't formally freed. Um, you can most normally see this when you do cutout Kongs. So like, any Kong that you get through cutout, if you do not enter the tag barrel with them first, and then you leave the Trophenscoff portal, their collectibles will be collectible, but they will not be visible. I guess some of that stuff will not be collectible, things like balloons and whatever you can't shoot. To my knowledge, at least, you can't shoot them. But yeah. You are aware of that. Good, good, good. So, in this case, it is possible to encounter that without the use of any glitches, which is very different than my normal content. The only Kong that can pick up a Phantom Banana, Glitchless, is Tiny, because you don't actually need Tiny for basically anything in the game. All that she's really there for is key 3, getting you to Helm, getting you into Blastomatic Room, completing her Blastomatic Room, and then doing her phase of K. Rool. That's it. She doesn't do anything else. And it just so happens that Castle's boss requires 400 colored bananas to go and unlock, and it belongs to Lanky. And since we have 4 Kongs, DK Diddy, Lanky, Chunky, we can get all 400 colored bananas in Castle without any glitches to go and get Tiny from Cutout to pick up a banana glitchlessly, or a phantom banana. So yeah, that's what this route is about. Yeah, this is one of the more interesting glitchless things in this game, I think. And it's going. Glad to hear that it's going. I think it was this. I'm doing fine, thank you. Things have just been really, really busy for me lately. Oh my god, put the gun away. Mornin', Snern. Thank you for the good luck. How's it going? Glitchless isn't that bad. It's certainly not as fun as with glitches, but like, I needed to go and touch up this route because one of the members of the community got this run into a marathon. It'll be on April 8th, so a bit less than a month away now. And I wanted to make sure that the route was touched up before then. I don't think the game is terrible, but I definitely get where you're coming from. Does that make any sense? Like, the more I play with glitches, the better this game becomes. That much is true. Do I think it's terrible without them? No, I don't think so. But there are enough quirks to it that are really annoying when you put them all together, to where I could see somebody saying this game is terrible. Like, there's a lot of just really stupid backtracking that shouldn't exist, but it does. And it's not even good backtracking. Yeah, unique design decisions. That's a good way to put it. A very nice way to put it. You know, come to think of it, is it even fair to say that backtracking is bad when people love randomizer, which seems to have a pretty decent amount of backtracking? I don't know. I guess that's expected backtracking, though. Yeah, like, I didn't have much of an issue with it either, Znern, but it's little things where, like, you go and follow the chunky bananas in the tunnel by the X, and then you come up to a feather gate, right? Like, you see the chunky bananas before you see... Oh, what am I doing? I need blueprint first. You see the chunky bananas before you go and see the tiny Kasplat, and because of that, you go down there with Chunky first. And then you come across the feather gate, and then you have to backtrack. And, like, it's not a big thing, but it's annoying because of the way they chose to lay it out, I guess. Yes, that's also a very, strange quirk. You would expect to have to jump on a ramp, or jump off a ramp, rather. But there are cases where it's just not a good idea. Yeah. Yeah, that one's really weird because every other race, I guess it's really only Vulture, Owl, those ones have infinite crystals, but for some odd reason, Rabbit Race doesn't. And I have definitely run out of crystals there before as a kid. And there are some crystals nearby, so it's not the end of the world, but still. Yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that. I really didn't think that that barrel was going to early hit there. I thought for sure it was too far away. I lucked out. Oh yeah, for its time, it was absolutely impressive. I'd agree with that. Oh, I was supposed to take Warp 3. Whoops. Well, that was, not intelligent. I'm so used to getting DK's blueprint early in the level, where I didn't even think about it. I have not played the PAL version properly. In that I don't have a PAL console, and playing PAL on an NTSC flash cart would not be correct. It's not worth it. Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I really should do a LodgeNet playthrough. Yeah, I didn't think that was gonna work. It's gotta be faster to just wait for the iframes to go away, right? And I think I need these. Yeah, I did. Bag warp 2. Don't moonkick, don't moonkick, don't moonkick. It really is hard to go past that slope and not moonkick on it. I want that. Because this is glitchless and we don't get tiny, we never get the fairy camera in this route, which means we have to manage all of our ammunitions manually. We never get any kind of refill. Unless we, like, buy another weapon or whatever. Don't orange clip. Lag boosting is completely fine because it's part of the game's mechanics. And using iframes to go over insta-kill lava is also fair game, because again, part of the game's mechanics. A reset? I don't think so, no. If you accidentally perform a glitch while you're playing Glitchless, all you have to do is go back and quote-unquote undo the glitch that you just did. Of course, that being said, there are things that just happen sometimes in this game. Usually things like slope clips, or occasionally, like a lime will explode or something and you will lag clip through a wall if it's really thin. And obviously stuff like that can't be held against you, right? Because you can't be in control of the environment all the time. Yeah, for sure, Bumpy. Oh, no. I need to buy Rocket Barrel. I haven't played through this part of the route since, like, 4 or 5 days ago, so I don't remember this part well at all. I shouldn't have walked so far forward. I'll grab that ammo crate. Probably could use it. I brought up camera before, but because we don't get tiny, we also don't get rainbow coins. What? 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 I've never seen the llama sleep through that cutscene. What? that common? Yeah, right? Like, I'm not insane, right? That never happens. The llama's supposed to wake up and actively sneeze into the pool. That's very strange. Oh, sure, now the llama's awake. So, clearly, that's not intended. I don't know if you would call that a glitch, but it didn't have any effect on the gameplay. You can't hold that against me. I hope. Rather, it wouldn't make sense to hold it against me. But, you know, people will be people. I'm sure someone out there will be like, nah, reset. Yeah, I don't know if it would actually save frames. It might? I'm not really sure. Yeah, ain't that the truth, Snern? I don't like this part of the route, but we really need the lanky coins. So there's not a whole lot I can do about that. Do not banana blast off. Yeah, true glitchless run when. Likely never, Bumpy. Likely freaking never. Good. Okay, ramp, gongs, gong GB. Hello? Yeah. Znern, I can't free Tiny. This is Phantom Banana, which means I have to wait to get Tiny from Cutout. No, it should be over here. No, that's fair, Znern. Good old strats. Free the vulture. Slam the totem switch. Well, getting tiny from cutout certainly isn't intended, but I don't think you can call it a glitch because of how that fight in particular behaves. There we go. I do not want to finish feeding the totem during the race. I can feed him once. That will work. Cool. Wasn't sure I would catch him in time. I was supposed to do Stealthy Snoop. I mean, this is fine, I can do Stealthy Snoop after. But I was definitely supposed to do it first. Yeah, I can just... yeah, okay. So I was supposed to do Stealthy Snoop, then 5-Door Temple, and then go and tag Diddy, whoops, behind 5-Door Temple. But because I did this in the wrong order, I will do Key 2 beside Funky instead.
Welcome to bonus stage.
I'm not sure, Bumpy. I wasn't really involved in any of the ACE discussions or in the research. I know Glorious was, but I haven't seen Glorious work on DK in quite a while now. Right, so right here. This is not the Trough and Scoff I'm supposed to use, but it'll work. Yeah, you do have to feed them to get in the intended way. It's more fun to not, though. I don't know if it's better to line up a Chimpy charge there or not. I feel like no, but I'm not certain. Yes, I also agree with that, Bumpy. When was the last time that I fought this boss with Diddy? That might be like at least a decade ago. Uh-oh. Yeah, I think the last time I would have fought that boss as Diddy had to have been when I originally did the first any% glitchless run. Okay, do not miss the ammo here. I tried for like half an hour earlier, but I could not get Lanky over to his Orang Sprint GB inside Kalumsy Cage fast enough to skip Orang Sprint. At least in that scenario. I still cut Orang Sprint from the route, but I was hoping that I'd be able to still grab that GB. Unfortunately, no dice there. I should go this way. It's easier to shoot that switch if you go around the left side, but I'm so used to going around the right side for any percent. Well, 5 Kong, rather. Blanky unfortunately cannot do the backflip that Diddy can there. Need to tag warp 4, because that will be useful later. It's not necessary. Could probably do it as somebody else. Yeah, like, I guess I could look at the... I don't need colored bananas here, they don't matter. I could look at the GB totals and see if I could move that caged GB back to later in the route. Maybe after, like, Galleon or something. As long as we have enough GBs everywhere else, then it should be fine. Yeah, you're probably right about that, Znern. I'll have to give that another look later. The only thing I'll say is that it sucks to backflip with DK onto that first platform. I really hate that backflip. Really. Yes. That is technically the last Kong we will be freeing. Hey, there's Geoff! Isn't it really late for you, Geoff? Good morning, Geoff. Yes, I understand, Geoff. Thank you very much for the good luck, though. Have yourself a good night. No need to turn the camera because we're not going to spawn snag number game GB. Fun fact, you don't need to wait for the block. Oh, nice. That was horrible. Ah, I didn't quite make that one. That's a shame. I don't know if I will end up getting hella record, Geoff. I expect it to probably be sub 3 as long as I don't make any major mistakes. But I don't know. We'll see. Besides, the point of me doing this isn't for record. It is simply so that we can have the route fully tested, so that I can post it in the route channel in the Discord. I know this looks weird, but Diddy really needs those coins. There's something even weirder later on. Something that you would never believe would be in a route. I can't... Oh, I could, because it was a slow. Damn it. I'm so used to the Snides Room Batty Barrel Bandit, where you cannot hit the immediate banana on the first reel. But I think it'll work out anyway. Well, this one sucks. But 21 is not bad. Yeah, no rainbow coins is really rough. And I don't have to worry about camera here. Okay, whatever. Hit him! Hit him! Nice. Don't have to worry about camera there, because we don't care about piano game. Fun fact, I tested Diddy R&D GB just to see if it was worthwhile, and it is not. However, it was the same speed as Block Tower in this route. And Block Tower was cut because it is also not worth it.
Welcome to bonus stage.
Please. Come on, man. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna work. Uh-huh. Dude. This went from being half respectable to just absolute garbage very quickly. But that's Beaver Bother. So, Diddy is now left with 4 coins. We need to pick up 3 more later in the route, because he will be buying Super Duper Simian Slam as his last purchase. Yeah, they're really aren't that many potions that we get in this. Like, other than Super Duper... Oh, I shouldn't say that. We get Super Simian Slam, obviously. But other than Super Simian Slam and Super Duper Simian Slam, we only get the moves that unlock through Factory, and nothing else. We had previously thought that Sprint was required for the balloon in Lanky Crypt, but thanks to Adam mentioning it, we found that it's not actually needed at all. With 17 coins on DK here, he has just enough to go and buy Strong Kong and Gorilla Grab. And then he'll have 5 left over to go and buy Super Simian Slam later on. One of the things that I considered was buying Super Simian Slam with Diddy instead, since we tag him right after anyways to go up the mushroom. And also because DK has 3 easy coins that he could pick up, which would give him enough for Super Duper Simian Slam, but it ends up wasting more time in Castle than it ends up saving by not going as far out of the way to pick up coins. Yeah, Diddy drinks potions the fastest. You want to buy as many potions with Diddy as possible. He's really good. Chunky has just enough to buy his moves and triangle here. The worst is like Lanky, I'm pretty sure, because of course it's Lanky. It's either Lanky or Tiny, I feel like, but I'm pretty sure it's Lanky. Yeah, it is close. I know that. That's a dirt patch that we cannot do anything with. Yeah, Lanky just always has so much terrible frame data. I don't know why, but they managed to just make him horrible in every regard. Ah. If I moved slower, I might have been able to skip it, but I didn't want to fall all the way down. Kasplat, that would have been really nice to get a quick, easy blueprint from. Need those coins to go and buy his gun.
Welcome to bonus stage.
I don't think Crusha can buy any potions, but I'm not certain about that. For all I know, Crusha might be able to go in and drink, like, Simian Slam potions. I feel like no, like it should just end up crashing the game, because it'll try and pull data that doesn't exist. Then again, Crusha is coded as a separate Kong, so maybe it wouldn't? I'm not really sure how to answer that, Bumpy. Oh, come on. Exit Ender out of there, because we can't do anything from that room. It's just all bad. Yeah, it would be easy enough to go and test on emulator. Testing on console would be horrendous. I should have backflipped there. Okay, well I just missed the fan blade. It's not a fan blade. What is this? Previously, Chunky had to grab 4 coins in the center of the crusher. That was horrible, so I removed it. I'm gonna have to wait another cycle. Normally you don't have to do this, because you go down the pipe instead. Oh nice, I got the skip. We require Simian Spring for that GB. Which is really weird because it's normally so easy to get. Why did that animation skip? Because I had the center of my Kong over a really, really low floor, and in that scenario, it does not attempt to make you play the dance animation, because you'd be floating in the middle of nothingness. And hey JG, how's it going? Oh, Crush It Crash is game and cranky. Good to know. I didn't want to strong Kong here, but figured I would at least give it a shot. Oh, I should have split. Whoops. I guess it's pointless to split there now. Warp 4 is tagged. I did not forget to do anything. That is intentional. Okay, so this GB, I really do not like this GB. It is one of the longest ones left in the route, but I don't know how to replace it. You might be thinking, you have Far Warp 1 tagged. Why on earth aren't you using it? And, yep. Yep. Somehow, this ends up being one of the GBs that is still viable for the route, despite my complaints. Not that I would ever complain about doing Mad Maze Mall specifically, but this GB itself is long. Oh, well I meant, like, using Far Warp 1 to go and skip this GB. Like, skip the whole opening tunnel area. But yeah, if you use Warp 1 and then walk backwards, it is slower. That is also true. Because otherwise, I would love to... I didn't split again. I would love to just Warp 1 and go straight over here. I'm so bad about splitting. I'm so used to just not using splits anymore. Okay, I didn't think I would activate that there, but sure. Better there than soft block. No, 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 don't go under there. Shadow, come on, don't be like that. Thank you, kitty cat. Yeah, if you activate that text and activate and what is it? It's the all enemies dead opening the painting cutscene plus activating the text at the same time. That causes the soft lock. And yeah, Geoff got it like a couple days ago. That's one of those, if you know, you will never forget about it soft locks, but until you know, it is
Welcome to bonus stage.
such an easy trap to fall into.
Well done!
It's almost a shame that we don't need any banana medals, because, like, it would be so easy to get Lanky's medal here. Chunky's medal a little bit tougher without having Tiny. But, like, Lanky's medal is so free here. Okay, now, this'll look strange, but... Chunky wants these coins. And yes, that makes that a little bit close, but Chunky really wants those coins. Because... although we had enough to buy his gun, there is going to be a section where we really don't have access to ammo crates at all. So we want Ammo Belt 1. Like, we really want Ammo Belt 1. That's... okay. Oh yeah, completely not optimal, but very worthwhile. There is probably a way to get enough ammo to where you don't have to worry so much about getting Ammo Belt 1, and then you could skip that. But, for now, and because, like, this isn't that serious of a category, like, let's be realistic here. I don't mind spending a little bit of extra time to go and get something that'll make it a little bit nicer. No. Dude. Okay, I will split that time because I remembered. I was thinking about it during that final GB. What do you mean, huh? What's up? Did I do something weird there? Yeah, that's also probably true, Znern. Would it really be faster to take the dance, though? Like, you're probably right, and I considered it as well, but I never got around to timing it. Yeah, you could pause grab underground GB, that's true. Ah, too early. Sounds good, Znern. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. I need to tag this warp 5. And I need to get these coins beneath the cactus. I only needed 3, but I will definitely take 4. I need to go chunky. That worked out nice. I don't need those chunky coins. I did need that balloon though, and you don't always get that balloon with the third-person camera. So that was cool. Because we need to fight the boss, we are back to caring about colored bananas in this level. Yeah, okay. That's not great. I really need to not miss a bunch of shots. Oh, the camera didn't flip. That was weird. Normally the camera flips there if you land too close. And I really thought I was too close. Sounds good, Bumpy. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night. No, I need that bunch. I'm going to be a wuss and grab those ammo crates. Really, that all missed? That's a shame. I need all the bunches here. Instant. I have to wait. Yeah, that balloon sucks. Okay, I need this bunch. Thank you. It is extremely easy to miss that bunch. No cutscene skip. Now, I have to think, where will the balloon end up being? I think it's going to be on the opposite side of the lighthouse. So I think I can get down off of the pad here. But, yeah, okay. So it's over there. There. When I saw it on the left, there was not enough time for me to shoot it. That's why I made the decision to shoot it from the right instead. This GB in particular isn't that quick, but both Seasick and Ship Switch are very quick. Well, Seasick is like medium quick, I guess. Ship Switch is very quick though. Get those, then go back up here. There's not really a good time to get those underwater bananas, because we never dive down that deep with DK. I have to, like, go a little further away from the star and just wait for a bit, because you cannot enter it again while it's spinning. I'm pretty sure, at least. Ah, and then that happens too. That's really annoying. Need to tag that warp 4 because I'm going to be using it to leave this area. Really? Really? This bonus
Welcome to
barrel
bonus
is
stage.
really quick. No reason not to do it.
Well done!
The bonus barrel itself is about 20 seconds. Oh, nice, got the skip there. That's the wrong way, but that's fine, whatever. I don't love this bonus barrel,
Welcome to bonus stage.
but it is fast. Or sorry, it is made fast because it gives access to DK's blueprint. Ugh! Yeah, I knew it. I shouldn't have gone for the fast strat. If Diddy gets stuck on the wall there, it's
Welcome
over.
to bonus stage.
And that's what happened. I thought I was going to be fine, but a little too far over to the right. So I won't do the fast strat, I will just take it safe.
Well done!
The fast strat there can save like 11 seconds or something like that, but not that big of a deal. Wow, both skips. I don't usually get both skips on the gold towers. Usually I'm lucky to get one, but getting both is sick. Cash in on freeing the seal from earlier. And do not re-enter the tag barrel. So now we have to take this warp 4, get DK's blueprint. And down we go again. This is to manipulate the ship to be over there near the Baboon Blast pad platform thing, so that Chunky can just jump to it. The previous route didn't take that into consideration at all, and so sometimes you would just be there waiting for the ship for like 20 seconds. It was really bad. And my favorite, Primate Punch Dive. Going to destroy 2 chests here. And then head down, grab this GB. Oh, come on, Lanky. That was entirely my fault, but like, you were right there. Alright. Nice. If you can time dropping down on him with the aerial, you just instantly kill him there, and then you don't have to worry about being wobbled. Of course, that is easier said than done. Nice, I got the long jump. That is a frame-perfect long jump. You have to hit that as at the same time that the cutscene begins. Oh, that's a splat. Or not. Cool. And last time we used this tag barrel. Right about there. Now, assuming that I grabbed all of the colored bananas that I intended to, I should have just enough here. I believe 70 is correct. And Lanky, do you have enough? I'm very certain that 90 is correct. Oh, considering it said 90 on the door, it better be correct. So while I was routing, I didn't actually practice any of the boss fights. So, it's been a while since I fought Puff Toss. Bear with me, please. So this won't be a sub-25 galleon. Can it be? Like, obviously I had that bonus barrel fail. But I can't think of anything else that went, like, majorly, horribly wrong. So maybe like a 25-30 overall is probably fine. Well, getting shot doesn't matter. Oh, that one does, though. So I will not be getting Shockwave Skip. Ah. Okay, that was nowhere near as bad as I was expecting it to be. It was not good, but I was expecting much worse. Even got the key grab. Yeah, so right here, as Nern mentioned earlier, this is probably the better spot to go and do Lanky Cage GB. Because as you swim around, you could go and get that, and then go to the front to turn in key 4. And I know I have 16 entering factory. I'm sure that I had more than 30 entering Galleon because of Japes 2 being before Galleon. Yeah, I had like 37, so that's fine. So yeah, we can totally move that around. Because I need 2 golden bananas in order to enter fungi. I get this now. I would have liked to wait on this, but kinda need it here. How did that hit? I shouldn't complain, but like, I really do not believe that that should have hit. Anyway, those 2 gives me 50. And I do not need Warp 3 for later. Because this route does not... Oops. This, category, pardon me, does not fight K. Rool. There's Super Simian Slam, and that'll be DK's final purchase of the run. Oh, you didn't have to fly that high up, did he? Yeah, it is tiny.
Welcome to bonus stage.
That was really dumb. I almost never mess that up. Why on earth did I shoot Chunky? Playing instrument here just to kill the stupid zinger, because I don't have access to homing ammo. And that thing is really fast, so I really don't have a good way of killing it otherwise. I still need that balloon. Pick up these ammo crates. So, I was at 59 ammo there. If I hadn't bought ammo belt 1, I would have been at 9 ammo there. I do not like grabbing these, but they're in the route because I couldn't find anything else that was fast enough to put in their place. It truly gets harder and harder to find optimal bananas the further we go into this. I should go left there, not right. So for example, this level needs 300 and I only have access to a total of 400. And while 100 leeway sounds like a lot, in practice it really isn't. Because there's a lot that you just can't even access. Okay, so it's that, slide behind this ladder. And then get these. Get these. Jump over here. Okay. Get those. We need pretty much all the bananas here. Not quite all, but like pretty much. Shoot that lanky balloon, and then get out of there. Oh, those didn't hit? Nice. Got the frame perfect dash attack. Thank you. Hello? So, remember how I was just talking about how we need basically all of the CBs that we can find? The fact that we have to go out of the way for 8 near the rabbit there should really tell you all you need to know about how starved for CBs we really are in this route. And it's just because some are like so incredibly slow. I would have to get Rocket Barrel here and fly up to the top of the tree just for 5, for example. Some aren't even accessible, like the ones over in the funky area. We can't get over there at all, because we don't have Tiny. There's 5 on the Warp 2 pad in this area for Chunky, but we just are never there as Chunky. Ever. Same with 5 on the well. We're never there as Chunky. So this is going to look extremely strange. Normally you would expect that when you visit Snide, you do all of your blueprint turn-ins at once. That's not going to happen in this route. We will only be turning in Diddy and Chunky here. And that is correct. I have not forgotten any blueprints from Diddy or Chunky, so that's good. Now back to DK. I considered going and getting DK's balloon here, but I don't believe that it's really worth it. Remember when I said we're starved for colored bananas? Well, we're still not done being starved for colored bananas. And since we have to enter here for those colored bananas anyways, turns out that even though we have to pull the levers in Glitchless, it's still worthwhile to get this GB, which is insane to say the least. Pulling the levers here to spawn the GB costs roughly 56 seconds, which is not that bad, honestly. Most GBs in this route are a bit over a minute. And while this is only to spawn the GB and not including the grab afterwards, the grab only adds maybe 10 seconds to it. So it still ends up being one of the faster GBs in the run. Now that it's nighttime, we basically just sweep this area. Happy 2 hours. Yeah, so it's a little awkward to tag DK there just for the balloon, but not honestly sure how else to handle that. Also, if you notice, there was a lanky bunch on the warp 1 in the clock area. I could have taken warp 1 there just to grab that bunch and come back, but that costs like 12 seconds to do. 12 seconds for 5 colored bananas is not worth it. Okay. And again, for those enemies, I don't have homing ammo, and they move kind of fast. So if you move back with Lanky, you can move far enough back to where they just don't aggro you at all. And they land, and then you can shoot them easily. Which is really nice for this. And remember how I said the grab didn't take very long? You're right there. So yeah, that GB ends up being very quick. Four? Yeah, 4. Previously, DK did have to go into his barn there. And we got that bonus barrel GB, but now we do not. There was also 5 colored bananas inside that barn, and 5 colored bananas on the switch to get inside that barn. But those take a long time to go and get, so I cut them. Fungi is going to be even faster than Galleon. I wasn't expecting that. I mean, it makes sense, because we get more in Galleon than we do in Fungi, but still. Fungi, in general, is just a huge level. Usually takes more time to traverse. Okay, please tell me I have 68 with Chunky. Yes, I do. Oh, we also turned in blueprints in Fungi too. That takes a while. So all of that being done, and it still being faster than Galleon, is very surprising to me. Now, I did not practice fighting this boss normally at all. I have not fought this boss properly since we found Dogga Done Quick, which is more than a decade ago. I'm sure I'll be fine, but like, it's been a long time. This isn't like fighting Doggadon 1 with Diddy, where it's just, oh, you're a different Kong. This fight has mechanics that you just never use otherwise. Yeah, so here's the firewall. You just take damage to get through it. And now, this phase. This is the one I'm a little worried about, because I have not fought this boss in forever. I know that it's just a mash B challenge, but still. Okay, I cannot be on top of the barrel. If you are on top of the barrel, it doesn't spawn. That is what I learned. Was the was the camera always this shaky in this part of the fight? I feel like the camera's going nuts. Okay. Yeah, I don't remember the camera being that crazy in that part of the fight. Okay, done with fungi. If you are reading ahead in the splits here, or I guess it's not even ahead at this point. The current split says enter castle. And of course, you should probably realize that castle is not the level that is after fungi, it's caves. So why on earth is there an enter castle split, but no enter cave split? And you will see shortly. So turning in key 5 opens up caves and castle. So theoretically, we could just enter castle right now if we had enough golden bananas, but we do not. So you might be thinking, okay, so you are going to enter caves and you just don't have a split. Which would be reasonable, because I'm in Caves Lobby after all, right? Surely, if you enter Caves Lobby, you are going to enter caves. Anybody familiar with modern DK64 routes? Probably knows that after getting the instrument GB in Caves Lobby, you enter caves. And yet, that's not what I'm doing. So why on earth am I getting the lava GB here? Do I need it to enter caves? No, I don't, because caves only need 65. I'm at 69, nice. And then I'm leaving Caves Lobby. Why? Because, remember how I only turned in 2 Kongs worth of blueprints earlier? We are doing the unthinkable and visiting Isles Snides. Now, why is this unthinkable? Why is this weird? Why on earth am I doing this, you may be wondering. And if you're not wondering, let me explain here. Every Snides in the game has a different cutscene or different amount of cutscenes that play before the GBs come down from the ceiling. Isles Snides is the single longest cutscene that you could possibly view from any Snides HQ in the game, bar none. It clocks in at 29.3 seconds of cutscene wait time before any golden bananas start spawning here. And how does that compare to Fungi? Fungi Snides is 10 seconds. So this is like 19 and a bit seconds longer for each time we go and visit with a Kong, right? Obviously that's not great. However, because of how everything lines up, it's worthwhile to go and visit here with 2 Kongs, that being DK and Lanky. I'll explain more after this. So DK and Lanky turn in here because by not turning in Fungi, it means that I can get DK's blueprint in Fungi, which we literally walk right by. It takes like less than 3 seconds to grab that blueprint, right? And then I grab the Lanky blueprint in Caves Lobby as well. And that blueprint is a little bit longer. It takes about 28 seconds to go and grab. But 28 seconds, even if you add the 19 on top of it, 19.3 if you're keeping score, I guess, is still really quick. That's still 47.3 seconds compared to if I were to turn in Fungi with Lanky. Not many GBs are that fast in Glitchless, so this is absolutely still worth it. Would I do this with every Kong? No, absolutely not. You could go and get Diddy's blueprint in Castle Lobby, but that's a long time to go in there, grab the blueprint, and leave. And then go over to Caves Lobby and blah 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 blah. This just happens to work because we need to go near K. Rool's ship anyway to get to Castle. So although this isn't like fast due to the cutscene time, it ends up being worthwhile because we're also moving in the direction that we need to be. And getting a couple fast GBs in the process. So, long story short, if you got bored of listening to me talk there, it's worth it. And of course now I have 80 golden bananas, which is the right amount to enter Castle. The old route used to go into caves, buy Orangstand Sprint with Lanky, and then do 3 golden bananas in there. And it felt like a waste. Okay, don't screw this up. Thank you. And it felt like a waste because each of those golden bananas were over a minute long. And like, that doesn't sound that bad, but I believe Chunky's would have been about 70 to 80 seconds, like 75, 80 seconds, somewhere in there. Diddy's was a little bit faster because we were already Diddy due to having to open 5-door cabin. So I don't need that DK blueprint, that's fine. Also, anyways, and the other 5-door cabin we did was Lanky's, which was nice and quick, but, yeah, we ended up having to do all of those. And it made caves a long trip just for 3 golden bananas, and I wanted to avoid that. The other thing I was going to say there is, if you're keeping track, I did dip below 50 ammo there, which means that I would have officially been out of ammo and unable to fire a shot had I not purchased Ammo Belt 1. Was that avoidable? Yeah, absolutely. But it would have taken going out of my way a little bit to grab some ammo. Not that far out of my way, because right before this, I could have grabbed ammo near DK's Blueprint and Fungi. And there's ammo in Fungi Lobby as well. So it wouldn't have been that horrendous, but I did not do that. So I would have run out of ammo. Just walk up there with DK. Normally, you would be doing the walk right here with Tiny, but we don't have Tiny, so we don't get any of her colored bananas here. This is the final purchase of the run. This is Super Duper Simian Slam. I picked up 1 extra coin beneath the cactus, so Diddy ended up with 1 coin left instead of 0 left. It really doesn't matter that much. We want to use that rocket barrel so that we can grab that bunch, right? We're right nearby. And then we need to drop down here a bit, pop that balloon, and then rocket to the top. I will need that warp 5 later. Because we need all 400 of our 400 possible colored bananas, I'm going to have to enter everywhere. Not just the quote-unquote good places to get colored bananas. Now, this'll look weird, but I have to grab that golden banana in order to open up the back entrance here. Or, back entrance, the exit. It has a name. And yes, it makes me watch this cutscene and all, but the only other way out of there is to either pause exit or to wait for the timer to run out. And obviously that doesn't work out well because I'd be sitting there for like 30 seconds or so. I do have to fly over these, as much as I don't want to. It is possible to grab the bunch and not light the castle, but it's pretty precise. I don't expect that I would be able to get it just randomly. For those keeping track, I would be at -5 ammo if I did not purchase Ammo Belt 1. I am now at -8 ammo without ammo belt 1. Good. -10 without ammo belt 1. If this is proving to you that ammo belt 1 is in fact a good investment, then I'm doing my job. Guess what's over here? It's another balloon. -12. Oh my god, come on. These stupid bananas have really bad hitboxes. I don't know if I'm allowed to shoot those through the gate or not in Glitchless, so I am taking it safe. Collect some ammo here because I desperately need it. both balloons here. I would be exactly at 0 ammo right now, if not for ammo belt 1. Though that won't last for long because there's some ammo crates right here. This is the last major area. There's ammo there, so I could go out of my way a bit to grab that. There's homing ammo crates around here, and I guess ammo in that corner. But I can't grab the homing ammo. Dude. That's another reason to want to have extra ammo, because sometimes shit just won't work. Now, this balloon here, we thought that this balloon might be, might require sprint, but it turns out that you can shoot that switch from there to get a little bit of a lead. I don't have time to go out of my way for those ammo crates there. But with orang stand jumps, you can just barely make it here in time. So that allows orang sprint to be cut from the route. There's a weird sight for you, running past Diddy's Kasplat and not getting his blueprint. I don't know if I can shoot through the coffin. Like, I obviously can, but I don't know if Glitchless allows it. So I'm popping that coffin open there for that balloon. just one area left, and that is DK's crypt. Or sorry, 2 areas left, but one crypt left within this area. I don't need to tag warp 2 there because DK will be pause exiting out of his crypt. I would be at -1. So I don't like this part of the route, but I didn't have another way to fit this in. We have to take warp 5 up with DK to go to the library. Warp 4 doesn't get you high enough, and Warp 5 takes you high enough, but you are on the wrong side of the castle. I will go and use Strong Kong here. It's not necessary, but these bananas are a massive pain without Strong Kong. Not to mention I am on limited health. So if I got hit enough times there without Strong Kong, it was entirely possible for me to just die. Then from there, kick down to Troffenskoff. It's a shame that this won't be sub 240, but that's totally okay. Still, this'll be... I don't know. Maybe at 243? I'm not really sure how long feeding takes, since I never play glitchlessly. Hello? How did I miss the pad? How lame. One of the very last things that Lanky gets to do in the run, and he can't even get the pad. Man. All that's left is to enter, watch the opening cutscene, lose Lanky, and pause exit out. Ah, too early. Goodbye, Lanky. You did your job. Here she is. It's tiny, even though we haven't unlocked her properly. And time. There we go. So, that invisible banana, I could go and pick up like any of hers, just to go and show here. There is nothing there, right? Like, you can't see anything, but very clearly you can pick up her colored bananas. And this was all done without any sort of glitches. This is something that can be achieved in regular play because Tiny doesn't do anything until the very end of the game, basically. Right, so like there, you could go up and down, pick up all 50 of her colored bananas here. I'm not going to go and do that, but it's very possible to do. Now, what does this do? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. The entire point of this route is just to prove that it can be done, that invisible collectible, that you can gather invisible collectibles without the use of any glitches. Unfortunately, though, Tiny is the only one that can do it glitchlessly. You cannot do it with DK, but you can with the other Kongs. Diddy, Lanky, and Chunky, as well as Tiny, just by using basically what I did there. You can get to Castle fairly early on, and then just get them from cutout without unlocking them, and pick up their invisible collectibles for faster Phantom Bananas. And it takes like 11 to 12 minutes, something like that. But, as is custom, I'm supposed to tell a spooky tale. So, this isn't going to be that spooky. However, I want to take a moment to talk about this really old castle route that is just mind-blowingly bad. Okay? So, I'm not going to waste a whole bunch of time walking through it, but the entrance is down there, right? So you do the regular stuff, entrance, tree, go along, walk all the way up until you're at Warp 2 with DK. Sure, that's fine, right? From Warp 2, kick down to the tag barrel, tag Diddy, and then walk up to go and purchase Super Duper Simeon Slam. Great, I did the exact same thing in this route. So that's all fine there. Drop down to the rocket barrel, which is over there, right? And that's fine because on top of this pole here is a bunch that Diddy needs to grab. So yeah, that's good. I like that. However, this is where things get really strange. There is a balloon floating right about here. Well, yeah, about the height of that balcony or whatever. And for some reason, I wasn't shooting that. Because you know why? instead of taking Warp 2 immediately up with Diddy, and then going and buying Super Duper Simian Slam, the previous route had me take Warp 1 with Diddy, and then you had to like back off over to the side here, look up and shoot the balloon, and then take Warp 1 back. I don't know why on earth we would have done that, but part of the route, okay? Whatever, sure. Fly up, get the stuff on the cloud, and then tag Lanky and do the tower. Which I did in this route as well, right? So you'd slam this as Lanky, go into the tower, blah blah blah. Normally, you would go and jump down here to go to the greenhouse, which has like 30 bananas for Lanky, right? It's very meaningful. Instead of that, we were tagging DK again. And I'm sure the entire idea was that you're already up here, just go to the library. And like, sure, I guess I can see that, right? So you go and slam this, go around, do library, you end up back here. And then, just like I did, you'd have to go over here, kick down. But at this point in the route, you wouldn't have enough colored bananas to use the Trophenscoff. Which means you would go over here. Oh god. Oh god. Anyway, you would go over there, and you would do Ballroom with Diddy, which is fine. And then you would tag Lanky, do his greenhouse. Sure, that makes sense, because you would have to do that anyways at some point. Since you didn't do it immediately after tower. Then do Chunky Shed. Yeah. So you'd go back here, do Chunky Shed, and then down here to Museum. And then in Museum, I did a pause exit, and that puts you back at the start of the level. However, in this old route, it had you walk out of the museum. Okay, sure, I can buy that. You walk out and you drop down here. Because right down here, this is the entrance to the dungeon, okay? So yeah, I guess that makes enough sense. And there are chunky bananas all along the hallway here. So, sure. Drop down is chunky, get these bananas, right? Go into the basement here, do the other stuff, walk out with Chunky, continue walking along here. Chunky gets all these bananas, and then he exits this side. And what does he do from here? He climbs up, and then drops down, enters the tree. That seems a little bit strange, considering we could just exit enter and be basically right at the tree, because the entrance is just across that bridge. But sure, okay. What does Chunky do after that? Well, he climbs back up here. And he uses Warp 1. I don't understand what the obsession was with using Warp 1. Right? But he uses Warp 1, and then jumps down, goes to the crypt. So why is using Warp 1 there so bad? Well, that's the thing. It's not bad, necessarily. But if you recall, we fell on the other side of Castle and went through the dungeon here, from that other side, over to this side, and then exited, did tree, and then took Warp 1 back to go to the other side of the dungeon. Why on earth did we do that, instead of pause exiting, do tree, like I did here, climb up, and enter the dungeon through this side? That way when you leave, you're already on the other side of the dungeon, and then there's no need to use Warp 1, or to double climb this wall. Right? It's very baffling why any of that happened. Anyway, the rest of the stuff in Crypt was all the same. so I won't go over that. However, DK would go and pause exit out of the crypt, and he'd have to climb up here, just like he did in my route now. And then he would take Warp 2. And from Warp 2, he would just enter Trophenscough. So DK really had nothing to do from the pause exit out of the crypt. Like, the entire time is just pause exit to get to a Trophenscough near a tiny banana. That's a lot of wasted movement. And while I did something similar in my route, where yes, I had to pause exit out of the crypt, I climbed up here instead and took Warp 5 because I decided to leave Library for later. Leaving Library for later puts me over here. Right here at the exit to the library. And then it's a couple of rolls and a kick, and you're down near the Trophenscough. And then when you exit the Trophenscough, there's a tiny banana like right here. So, although a lot of the movement ends up being the same, quote-unquote, there was no real intention to the previous movement, whereas now it's more meaningful, because it puts you near a place where you already need to go. Instead of DK is abandoned in his crypt and all of a sudden needs to find a Trophenscough near a tiny banana. So yeah, not that spooky. I'm sure that was more boring than anything else, but that's my tale, because I am really insulted by how bad that old castle route was. And the worst part is that I was probably the main offender of doing so. Because at the top of this route, it says, routed by Emo Arbiter, TJ, and Outlaw Mental Man. And that was, like, way back in 2015. So I'm pretty offended that I was that stupid 11 years ago. But, you know, live and you learn.